Hello, and welcome back to the Healing Embodied podcast. We have both of your hosts here today, Chelsea and
Hello, everyone. This is Sarah. Happy to be here.
hey. We are doing a cool new series, a Q&A series for therapists and mental health professionals who are looking to expand their career, deepen their skill set, maybe make a change in what they're doing and how they're doing it because you want to have a thriving career that not only feels really, really empowering for your clients, but also for you as well. So, without further ado, let's dive into our first question that we're going to be covering today.
Okay, so one question we've been getting a lot is around the struggle to get clients. How do I get clients? And we're hearing this both from traditional mental health counselors and therapists who work in a traditional therapy setting. Either they're in a group practice, a private practice. They are marketing on things like Psychology Today. They might be on insurance panels. And we're hearing it from helpers, healers, practitioners in a less traditional therapy role, coaches, mental health coaches, somatic practitioners, embodiment coaches. Overall, this general question of how the heck do I get clients?
And what's so interesting about this question is when I talk about like leaving the traditional therapy path and working outside of insurance and having like an international education or coaching company, people are like, "Well, how the heck are you going to get clients?" And yet therapists who are working in the traditional system, who are on insurance panels, are still having the same struggles.
Yeah, and I mean, I think back to our grad school experience, and we weren't taught how to get clients. We weren't
No, no
really taught
marketing
how to
experience.
market. There was nothing about getting clients. It was like you are just going to emerge into the system and the clients will appear before you. And I mean, before Healing Embodied, I worked in community mental health where I was just fed clients, things like in inpatient psych hospitals, things like residential facilities, where none of the burden of finding clients fell on me. I also worked in a private and group practice where the burden of marketing and finding clients was on me and my teammates, and it was very hard. Finding clients and client retention was challenging. So this is not something that's unique to non-traditional helping professions.
Yes, no matter what kind of setting you're in, if you have your own business and it is on you to get clients, right? You're not working at an established facility, then you have to learn some really essential skills. And this is something that we work with our professional members, graduates of the Healing and Body Practitioner Training Program who are, starting their businesses, they're shifting their careers. This is something that we work with them a lot on. So it's not just for those who are outside of the traditional system, it's also for those who do have a traditional practice. We have graduates who do both. We have some graduates who are just private pay coaching, and some graduates who do work with insurance, who have a clinical practice. And we are talking about the same things. The same key things are needed to effectively market your services in a way that your ideal clients really see you and feel you and resonate with you and are moved to move and know that you're the right person for them.
Yeah, and there's a couple things coming to mind for me that I feel are absolute non-negotiables that we have to look at. One of them is relationship building. There is often this belief that clients are just going to want to work with you in this incredibly vulnerable, very sensitive, very human way. I mean, therapy, coaching, the helping spaces are super vulnerable. And there's this belief that people will just like read your bio and that's enough and they're going to want to work with you. And something I know we work with our students and graduates on a lot is building relationships. Like this is something we've talked about a lot, Chelsea, and Healing Embodied is like we get clients by focusing on building relationships and not building relationships for the purpose of getting their money or signing them up. Building relationships because we care about humans and because We want to get to know these humans and we want them to get to know us. I also want them to know me, Sarah, as a human and value me as a human if we're going to enter into this relationship together. So, as you are on this whole, how do I get clients? Yes, to pay my bills for sure, because this is your job, this is your career. Also focusing on how do I first build relationships with people, foundational relationship building.
Yes, business is relationship. And if you are wanting to support people with their mental health or with their goals or with their emotions, like Sarah said, that's a very vulnerable thing. And so there has to be some trust established. So if you want clients to do the vulnerable thing of investing in your services and then do the vulnerable thing of sharing their heart and soul with you, you have to be willing to be vulnerable and show up for your people. Let yourself be seen. Um, Show people who you are, what you believe in, what you're passionate about. Because the therapeutic relationship or the coaching relationship, it is a relationship. And marketing is like the early phases of that relationship, how someone sees you and perceives you. And it's not like you're trying to contort yourself so everyone likes you. It's about really showing up authentically so that you can have authentic relationship even after the transaction is made.
Yeah, and letting any external marketing you do, that might be emails, that might be posts on social medias and different forums on the internet, that might be your website, that might be Psychology Today, whatever. However, maybe word of mouth. Like, however you are marketing, letting that marketing be an extension of you. It's an extension of you. It's an extension of this incredibly sacred work that you're doing that we all went into because we love it and we care about it, like letting the marketing be an extension of you. And that's something I've learned from you a lot, Chelsea, because like marketing is not, I didn't become a therapist to be marketing. Like what that, no, that is not a skill set that I have naturally. It is also not a reason I went into this field. And it's part of this job. If I want to be alongside of you in this business, like marketing is part of it. And so, how can the marketing actually be fun and reflective of the work we do with clients, which is the thing we love, right? That's what we love is the work we do with clients. So how can the marketing be reflective of that and not just this chore that we have to do?
Yeah, and for your marketing to be reflective of what they're going to get when they work with you. If all of your marketing sounds very robotic, sounds like overly clinical, you're using all these big words, and hey, I love big words. But if when they're in session with you, it's really raw and real and you cuss and, I get if you're on Psychology Today, you can't, use the F word when you're marketing, but let your marketing be a reflection of who you actually are because that's how your services and your marketing is going to stand out. Whether it's on Psychology Today or it's on social media or it's in a Facebook post, like let your unique personality and what's unique about you and what you offer, let that shine through. Because otherwise you're going to be just another therapist in the thousands of therapists on Psychology Today. You're going to be another coach in the thousands of coaches on Instagram and Facebook or wherever. So the more you can be, the more relational, the more authentic, that is that is foundational.
Yeah, we've had several clients meet us, like follow us online, see our content, see our YouTube videos, read our posts, our blogs, blah, 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 and then actually meet us, whether it's in a session or a discovery call or an event or something. And I've had people say to me, like, you're exactly like I thought you were going to be. And I love that. To me, that's a huge compliment because that means that we are showing up authentically and not as this very like sterile or clinical or removed or reserved version of who we think we need to be to attract clients. Like we're just Chelsea and Sarah, and that is actually what attracts the clients.
Yeah, when you can have that balance of showcasing your expertise, like you know what you're talking about, you get it, and also you're a unique person, like that's the magic combination, which kind of leads me into the next thing that's really important when it comes to marketing your services, is being able to speak so clearly about what you help people with. It's very easy to use kind of obscure, vague, fluffy language or like very clinical language or very like, just get in alignment with your true vibe, nature, whatever. Like, that's great. I definitely have posts that have some of that in it. But overall, your marketing needs to help your ideal client feel seen, like really seen, like as if you were a fly on the wall in one of the conversations that they were having with a friend. And they're like, I've never heard anyone talk about this problem in this way before. Oh my gosh. Like, I cannot believe someone else gets it. I cannot believe you just read my mind. I cannot believe that the way that you approach anxiety or trauma, or if you support people with transitions, I can't believe that you just said the very thing that I said to someone last night. So even if you are on Psychology Today and you have to use more clinical language, see if you can sprinkle in more concrete, we call it 3D reality examples, storytelling, painting the picture. What does this actually look like for the person that you want to support? Yes, talking about the results. Yes, talking about how you're going to help them, but also letting them know that you really see them, you get it, that you can get down on their level where they're at, meet them there without shame. When you can really, really describe what someone's going through without shame, and you can do that in your marketing, you're instantly already building that trust. It's like, whoa, she sees me, she gets it. And I already felt shame for this problem, but she's talking about it so freely and openly in a way I've never heard before. So I know that like she's not going to be surprised when I come to her and say, hey, ha 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 ha, ha, here's this thing I'm dealing with. And then when you can talk about the results that you facilitate in that same clear, grounded in reality way, can you speak to the very things that they yearn for, that they want more than anything, that you know that your work can help facilitate for them?
Yeah, as we're talking through this, I have these moments all the time, but right in this moment, I'm like, I'm so glad that this is part of our practitioner program, our year-long program, because again, this is stuff that you and I were not taught. We had to learn this. Well, I was kind of taught it by you, but you had to learn it by yourself, and I've tried to catch up along the way. But
Oh,
like,
oh, oh no, I paid $20,000 plus to learn this.
yeah, we had to learn this and pay the money separately after grad school, after the 2 years of grad school, to circle back and learn all of this. And like, what's the point in being the best practitioner out there if you can't get clients, if you can't get anyone coming in your door, if you don't know how to talk about this work, then what's the point, right? And so, like, this needs to be incorporated in the training. It needs to be. And I think a lot of the traditional pathways to getting into the helping professions, aka grad school, part of why they don't include this is because these grad school curriculums were made many, 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 many years ago when actually therapists didn't really need to market that much. Like my parents were both therapists. My dad had a private practice for 30 years. I don't think he marketed at all. He just told the local hospitals, hey, I have a practice. And they were like, great, we'll send you people. That was it. It ain't that way anymore because this market is saturated, my friends. And so just again, I'm just having an ego moment where I'm like, damn, we created a good program.
I I love that this is part of our program, and it felt so important to me because yeah, like you said, you go through 2 years of grad school and then you start your private practice or your business or whatever, and you're like, wait a minute, there's this whole other skill set that I have no idea where to start. And I don't want someone else to have to pay $20,000 on top of the $60,000 that you paid for grad school just to learn the skill of marketing, which is really these very foundational things. There are so many marketing tactics and hacks and endless programs, but at the core, it's these things: building relationships, showing up authentically, and speaking in a way where your ideal clients feel so deeply seen, and positioning yourself as the go-to expert, and not in a false way, like actually allowing yourself to see yourself. You go, I see myself and I see my skill, and I'm not going to play small, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't know what I'm doing. And if you feel like you actually don't know what you're doing, that's a whole other separate episode. But if you have genuine expertise and you get constant feedback from the people that you work with that you are making a difference, then show up as that. Like let your marketing reflect how powerful your work is. And there's a very emotional piece that comes with marketing, because something that we're dealing with our graduates with is like, I'm so afraid of what people will think. What if no one buys? What if I'm not saying the right thing? Um, what if someone judges me? What if my family sees this? Like there is also an emotional piece that we have to address when it comes to marketing. Because if we're not addressing those subconscious fears and the shame that we hold or the way that we downplay ourselves, that's going to be reflected in our marketing. So not only is marketing a skill, it's the efficacy of your marketing is going to be reflective of your own emotional intelligence and emotional awareness.
which most marketing experts will not support you in.
They will not teach that.
Marketing bros are probably not going to teach you that.
No, because you can learn all the strategies, but if you have all these subconscious fears of being seen and being judged and not saying the right thing and da 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 and scarcity and lack and da da da, that's you're not going to be able to properly implement the strategies that you're learning because of the emotional foundation not being in place. So, when it comes to marketing, let's review, Sarah. Number one,
Building relationships.
building
Number
relationships.
two, letting the marketing be an extension of you. Speaking in a way that very clearly paints the picture of what you do and who you are and what people get when they come to work with you. Positioning yourself as the expert that you are. And the little fifth one that we sprinkled in at the end is looking at your own subconscious beliefs and fears and narratives around showing up and being seen.
Snaps for that.
Snaps for that.
And if you want to not only deepen your professional skills, your personal embodiment, but you also want to learn how to market your work in a way that really resonates with people, that's what we teach in the Healing Embodied Practitioner Training Program. You're learning all the things, and we're addressing these fears, and we're helping you access your unique expression of the work you want to do in the world. We're helping you feel into what's your unique purpose, who are the people that you want to serve, and letting you really own that instead of being like, am I allowed? Am I allowed to like want to help these people and not feel comfortable working with people dealing with this? Yes, that is allowed, because we cannot be all things to all people. Everyone has their own unique magic, and that's something that is a through line in our entire program from start to finish.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. I'm excited to come back next time with question number two.
Our next question will be on our next episode. And if you want to learn more from us and hear how we can support you in your career, be sure to book your free career vision call with me or Sarah. I will post the link to that in the show notes. Hope to talk to you soon.